Hi, welcome back to the JavaScript series. In this video, we'll be discussing JavaScript operators. We'll look at the different types of operators we have in JavaScript and also see some examples with these operators. So the first one we are going to look at is the arithmetic operators. So just like in normal math, where we have plus, minus, multiplication, division, and this one here is called the modulus operator, and we'll see how that works. So I'm going to type console.log here so that I don't have to repeat it all the time. Let me see, console.log, yeah, like this. All right, let me comment it out, copy, and then paste it here. All right, so the first operator we're going to look at is the plus operator. So it's just like a normal math. Let's say 5 plus 5 in math will give us 10, and if we log this into the console, we'll see that we have 10 here. All right, so another thing we can do is we can store these operations in variables. So let's say, let me create a variable called operation down here, operation. Okay, and let's say this is 5 plus 5, and if we log in this variable here, operation, yeah, then we can see that it's still giving us 10 here. Same thing for the minus. If you put minus there, you refresh, then you still see it's giving us 0. And multiplication, this will give us 25, and this is the answer right here in the console. And the next one we're going to look at, which is an interesting one, is the modulus operator. The modulus operator is different from every normal operator we use, and this operator returns only the remainder of the operation. So if we do 5 divided by 5 and we look at the answer here, it says it is 0. Let's change this to 6, yeah, and to return 1 as we expected. So this is the modulus operator, and that is how it works. It just returns the remainder of the operation. The next one we're going to look at is the double multiplication operator, which stands for the exponential operator, and this operator basically returns the exponential value of the the operand on the left. So we have the 6 raised to power 5. In mathematical terms, this is how it will be represented. So I mean, in mathematical writings, let's say we'll have like 5 here, 6 here, and then the small 5 at the top, like this, something like this. So if we look at the answer to this, let's save and refresh our browser, because that is giving us, okay, this is like really big. So 2 raised to power 2 is 4. So let's do that and see. Refresh, boom, that's it. So that's the exponential operator in JavaScript. So here the division operator is does basically the same thing in math. So if we have something like 5 divided by 4, okay, let's do 25 divided by 5. This will give us, when we save and refresh, this will give us 5. So this is the answer. That's it. All right, the next operator we're going to look at is the unary operator. And you might be asking yourself, why is there still plus and plus here? Okay, this plus here is called the unary plus, and this is the negative unary, which is the unary, which is the negative sign. So what these unary operators do, they basically act on a single operand. So they just have, like, you don't have to combine them with 2 operands. So let me show you an example of what I meant by single operand. So let me call this unary example. So the positive or unary plus here, what it does is transform a string to a number. So let's say this number 5 here as a string. If we want this string to become a number, we basically have to just put the positive sign in front of this number, and it becomes of this string, and it becomes a number. But let's take a look at the before and after of this. Let's console log this. Let me copy this. Can't be okay. What I'll do here is I will just let me say let's log. Let me just type log equal to console log. You don't need to know what this does. I just basically want to make my life easier by typing less so that we can save time. So unary example here. Let's log it and see the answer in the console. Now we can see that it is 5. Let's also log the type of this. So type of unary example. So if we refresh, we can see that the type is a string. So basically this one here is a string where we put the positive sign here, which is the unary plus. Refresh, you can see that the color has changed, and then it is now a number. Same thing goes for the negative unary, and as you might have guessed, it will change it to a negative number with type of number. So this type of just basically returns the data type of the particular variable in question. So the next one is the let me comment this one out. Let's the double positive and double negative. So I'll explain them together. So let's unary example here equals to 5 again, but now this time around let's use numbers, because these operators work on numbers. Now if we do something like let's log unary example. So let me put plus plus. So the plus plus can be put either in front or behind the operand in question. Sorry. So unary example here. So let's log this and see the answer. So fresh. Now we can see that the answer is 6. So this double operator basically adds 1 to the particular to the variable in question, or to the operand in question. So when we do something like this, double negative, as you might have guessed, we'll have 4 as our answer here. Now the second or another way to do this is to add it in front, and this one is quite tricky, and you might not get the desired answer. You might not expect the answer you'd see right now. So let me log it again here, unary example here. Let's just put that one there, and let's refresh our browser to see. Now we can see that the answer is still 5, but what's going on here? So this basically, JavaScript already logged the the variable in the console. It has already said, okay, this is unary example. This unary example is equal to 5. Let me store this in memory. But then it sees an operation happening in front of it. So it keeps it in memory. JavaScript reads stuff line by line. So whatever, our code is read line by line. So on this line, it knows that there's an operation going on this line 13 here, on this line 30, but it still did not finish the operation. So it just stores part of the operation in memory, and then later on, when you go on the second line, if you refresh, you now see that the answer is now 6. So it remembers the operation, but then it stores it later on, not on the go. So if we do the same thing for the negative one, we'll still get the same answer, which is 4. The next one we'll look at is the let's comment this out. The next one we'll look at is the Let me put it at the top here. It is this exclamation mark here, which is called the logical not. What this does is logical not, NOT. What this does is it basically changes a Boolean value to the opposite. So let's say if we do console.log log true here like this, the answer for this is false. So that's what and if you put false, it will give you true. So that's what the logical not does for us. And the type of, we've already seen type of returns the type of variable, and the delete works on, on objects. We've not seen objects yet, but I will explain this. This is a good thing to know. So let me comment out that one. Let me come down here. Let me create an object. Let's say let obj, this obj here, equal to this. Let's say prop1. Let me say property 1 is Christ. Property prop1 is 1, and prop2 Christ. Prop2 is 2 here. So let's log the before and after. So log obj here. Let me duplicate this. Let me put the operation here. Let's say delete this obj dot prop. So we put dot to access the property on the object, prop1. So when we refresh our browser, let's refresh. Now we can see that we have the first property, the first object in its initial state. It has the first and second property that it had, and after doing the delete operation on it, we saw that okay, this first property has been deleted. So that's basically what the delete operator does, the unary delete. Okay,